Hello, good evening, and welcome to another episode of Play Frugal Reviews. And tonight we're going to look at AdVenture Capitalist, a free-to-play game. That's right, a completely free-to-play game, which is available through Steam, but also on Android and iOS. Now, the game's been out since about 2014, so it's got about 5 years on it. And I've played this before on my Android phone, and I'll tell you the gameplay is exactly the same as what you're going to get on the PC. Basically, what you've got is you start off with a lemonade stand, and by investing more and more into the lemonade stand, it becomes greater returns, and you can invest in other things, and so on until you get just crazy amounts of money from doing your investments. And we'll be able to see that real quick. It's a very simple game. It's a clicker, which basically means if you have a finger and a mouse, you are qualified to play this game, and that's about all the brain power it really involves. It's definitely one of these types of games where you kind of while away some time. You've got 5 minutes while you're doing nothing else. You turn it on, play it 5 minutes, and that's all you really need for another day or 2 days, or pick it up in a month and see where it goes. But in any case, let's go start off here with Earth, which is where you start off, the first planet. Both the moon and Mars are locked to start off with. The moon can be unlocked by earning, I believe it's $100 trillion, which sounds like a lot until you see some of these crazy numbers. So you can move on to the moon, and then you can buy with the special in-game currency, which you can buy through microtransactions, but which you easily earn through the course of gameplay, so there's no need to do the microtransactions at all unless you're just really, really impatient. So we'll go into Earth here, and you can kind of get an idea. We're going to see AdVenture Capitalist. You can see I was just here 3 minutes ago, and in that time, I have earned $1.4 quinvigintillion. Now, I don't know if you know how many zeros that is, because before playing this game, I didn't. And if you play for no other reason, it's to see what the name of the next group is. You start with million, billion, trillion, quadrillion, and move on up. And near as I can tell, the quinvigintillion is a 1 with 78 zeros behind it. So just imagine that number. That's how much I earned in 3 minutes. So like I said, the numbers are crazy and completely unrealistic, but they're fun. And that's really all that counts when we're playing a game. So you can see here what we've got is a lemonade stand, which we have been doing. In fact, what we'll do is we'll go ahead and we'll reset this. Now, what you do is you earn angel investors as we go, and I'll show you how we do that. But you can reset to 0. Okay, so we have Decillion. Okay. So we've got lemonade stands, newspaper delivery, car wash, pizza delivery, donut shop, shrimp boat, hockey team, movie studio, bank, and oil company. Now, what you do is you start off with buying one lemonade stand. Now, I've been playing this, and I've done this cycle many times, as you can see, with the Decillion angels accumulated. So normally you're not going to make $428 million from selling one lemonade to a customer. But be that as it may, basically it works like this. You buy one, there. Now these have all lit up orange, which means because I've made so much money, I can afford to buy at least one of them. And each time you click on it, it then goes through one more cycle. As you can see, there's one there, and so on and so forth. Now you can buy more. Now I have 2. I can buy them in groups of 10. I can buy them in groups of 100. Or I can just say, how much can I afford given how much money I have? And in this case, over 1,000. Okay, so what are these angel investors? Well, what you do is, once you've earned a certain amount of money, you start earning angels. And as you accumulate these angels, typically you start off with maybe get up to like 100, 150. Then you reset completely and start over again. But these angels now are boosting the amount of money you get each time, which is why, for example, I'm now at $2 decillion, because I have 21.4 decillion angels. So you see, as more money you earn, the more angel investors you attract. They increase profits, but you'll need to sell your business and start over to bring them on board. And typically what I find is every time you double, for instance, if I have 21.4 decillion, when I get to 42 or more, then I would probably reset and start over again. But you're not starting over completely because these angels are increasing your profit values, like I said, and you end up making crazy amounts of money. But what they can also do is say, I don't want to sit here and click this over and over and over and over again, right? Boring. So what you can do is you can get a manager and get a manager for that. And now you can see it's doing the clicking for you. So it's just racking up the money, and you can go through and so now we can afford it. We can afford managers for all of them. So we'll just go ahead and buy all of them. And then we'll just do a max, and we'll get, because Earth, I just wanted to show you, kind of give you a taste of how it feels here. All right, you can see we've got just tons of stuff here. We're going to go to the managers, because we also have managing angels. And see, these, you can use your angels. We have, for 10 angels, you can make your oil companies 10% cheaper, movie studios, banks, on down the line, and then all the way up to unlocking the quick buy upgrades buttons, which just allows you to buy all your upgrades all at once rather than having to click through like this. Okay, so we did that. Now we go over here now to upgrades. Let's go over to angel upgrades. First, now for 110 nonillion angels, we can multiply our profits by 3, increase the effectiveness, make a 2% increase, and so for all these different bonuses that you can get, which ultimately just increase the amount of money you can get quickly. And so there, do I want to spend 1 decillion? For 10%? Yeah, I will do it. I'm living life on the edge. Okay, so we'll leave this one because we've only got 20, and I don't want to give up half of our angels on this one. But in any case, you can see, look at the number. We're up at octodecillion, and we haven't bought anything new here. So we'll just go through and click, click, click. So this is a fairly advanced stage of the game, which is why the numbers are moving so quick, and we're clicking through it. But you can see this is as difficult as the game gets. It's no more than this. And like I said, obviously you can use, if you're using, Android, iOS, whatever. This is just using touching and tapping. Just using the mouse here to move along the process. But you can see it just accumulates money, and then when you get enough, you can see here, this is how fast we're earning angels at this point. And we've got 409 million, which sounds like a lot till you realize we already have 20 decillion, which is another 3 zeros. So it's not quite moving as fast as it would seem, relatively speaking, for this level. But let's move on from Earth, and let's go look at some of our other adventures here, which is the moon. The moon's we were again got for $100 trillion in-game money, and we see we're about 10 minutes out, and we have earned 523 sexvigintillion dollars on the moon while we were gone, and I believe that makes 81 zeros. Again, somebody please feel free to correct me in the comments if I'm off on my number of zeros, but bottom line, it's a whole lot of zeros. And one of the fun things is just finding, well, what's next? What's after septenvigintillion? Well, I can tell you it's octovigintillion. But what's after vigintillion in terms of that, I have no idea. But it's really a lot of fun. Now here we've got 57 undecillion, which is another 3 zeros over decillion. And we've only earned 13 undecillion, so wouldn't be ready to quite restart this, although we could just to, in fact, you know what? Let's go ahead and do it. Let's go ahead and reset it, and you can see how that works. We're back to 0. Now here, We have the Moon Boots, Gravity Booth, Payday Clone, Moon Express, Oxygen Bar, Giant Laser, Werewolf Colony, Amusement Park, Cheese Mine, and a Helium-3 farm. And again, we have the benefit of all these angels here. So let's just go through, and we're up to Undecillion, so we don't even have to worry about Nonillions or Decillions. Okay, no, we don't want to spell it. Run 5 Undecillions. But you can see now each one of our moon boots is going to earn us almost 3.8 duodecillion dollars. Let's get managers for everybody. And let's set up our angels. All right, and so we'll do the same thing here. Max. And there we go. And again, just that easy. Like I say, it's not something that's going to engage your brain power. It's not something that you're going to have to really think or strategize about. This is literally mindless, idle entertainment. Now, the fun thing is that these numbers keep running as you're away. So, really, it is one of those games that, you get up in the morning, put 5 minutes in, update your numbers, and then you come home, see how much you earned when you came home at night, spend another 5 minutes. So this is not something you're going to sit at the computer or sit on your phone and do for hours unless you're really, really, really bored. But it's something you're going to tap into here and there just for some fun. Now, I waited to do this review until we could do the Mars, because what you can do is exchange your moon dollars for megabucks. In this case, the Sex Vigintillion, we've already exchanged that. But let's see if we can go back to Earth real quick, because I think I might be able to show you an actual exchange. We may have enough to do an exchange. Oh, we do. Okay. So for Tredecillion, we can get one of these Mars dollars. I don't know what exactly they're called, but so then when a Katora Decillion, and it goes up the 3 decimal points every time. As you can see, we've earned quite a bit of money, so we can. There we go. Can't afford to exchange that much money. That's all right. So you can use those to open up a new planet. In this case, is Mars. Now, I have not done that yet. I wanted to wait until the review so we could all go in here together and see what there is. But it's going to be more of the same, I'm sure. It's going to be different categories of investments that you can make, different speeds, that sort of stuff. But it's the same basic premise. But let's go ahead and launch Mars. We paid our money, and let's see what we've got. All right. Hello, Marsville's leader. Welcome to the Red Planet. The big fans of capitalism want to help maximize profits. Well, that's nice of them. When the fleet's ready, press the deploy button to double your income for a short burst. And tap spaceship to speed up the timer and make the income invasion last longer. Okay. Give it a try when I have a managed investment. Okay. Oh, we got a Rover Romper helmet. Hey, that's pretty exciting. And a jacket. And pants. Very exciting stuff. All right. So here we have 0 angels. This is where, for instance, if this was Earth, this is how you would start the game. So that's why I wanted to go here, because there's no way to reset the game once you've started it without going through a bunch of complicated steps. So I really couldn't restart the game that I had going, but I could wait till we got to a new planet so you could see exactly kind of what speed it moves at. Now you can see here, when I click on this, I'm going to earn a penny. It's going to cost me 5 pennies to be able to buy an additional one. So we're going to click, buy another one. And see, the beginning part isn't necessarily so fun. But in fact, let's just do a max, make it easier, make it fewer clicks. All right, now what we need to do is we need to get to $100 to get a manager to do our clicking for us. So we're going to be motivated to do that. And here we go. Ooh, we are almost up to $1 now, ladies and gentlemen. All right. So now you can see it's lit up this one, and this one Marzies go at $1 a piece. So they'll be worthwhile getting a bunch of, because obviously the more we buy of those, but now we're clicking like crazy here. All right, but we're up to $12. All right, so once you these unlocks is that as you get a certain number, you get a bonus. So, for instance, when we get 75 Marzies, they'll multiply the profits we get by three times. So we'll keep an eye on that. It'll become more important as you get up into the really high numbers. Now, this is one thing that may bother you. It does have microtransactions, but like I always say, the game only costs money if you choose it. And you can certainly go and buy these, and that looks cool stuff. But I've never spent any money on it. I've never felt the need to spend any money on it. And in fact, when we get to the latest event, you'll see I'm actually right around rank 100 on that. So it's not like everybody is spending the money, and so you're really lagging behind. And obviously, being involved in other things, I'm not sitting at the keyboard and playing this thing all day with it, which we could certainly do a lot more of. Okay, so we've got 380 bucks. Okay, so now we've got enough to run that first one. All right, so we need 5,000 now to get to the next one. So what we'll do is, since that's running, we just have to keep clicking this one. All right, profit of Marzies is going up. All right, looks like we're okay. We can start. There we go. And they get 8,000, so that'll be good. In fact, as you see, we click it, we can make it go even higher. All right, and now we've got enough to manage the Marzies, and so on and so forth. So again, I don't want to bore you too much in this review, but I just want to at least give you a taste of how it starts out. They also run these events. There's, you see, 21 hours left in this particular event, which I think they called Coachella, like Coachella, the music festival, that theme. We were offline 15 minutes, and we earned 810 octodecillion. And the goal with these events is to accumulate as many angel investors as you can. As you can see now, we'll go ahead and click her over to start it again. And we're up to 9.4, basically, septillion. And you can see the leaderboard. That puts me at a position 106. So, you know, like I said, it's not a pay-to-win kind of thing. At least people aren't using it that way. I suppose you could if you really wanted to get crazy and it was really important to you. But really, I don't want to oversell this, because this is simply a fun little time waster to kind of toss in between all the bigger games that we typically review. I thought this would just be a fun one to throw at you guys. As far as reviewing it, it's really hard to give it a good score because it is just a time waster game. There's not a plot line really to speak of. There's no complicated mechanics or anything like that involved with it. You're simply clicking every once in a while, and either it's going to appeal to you or it's not. Although I will warn you, if it does appeal to you, it can get a little addictive to sit there and click away at these things. But other than that, it like I said, it's just a fun little time waster. For what it is, I would give it, let's say, an 8 out of 10, just because. And again, looking at that in perspective to what it is, if you go into it with the proper expectations, 8 or 9 is probably a good solid number that you're going to get out of that out of 10. And so we would recommend it for the grand price of free. If I were you, I certainly wouldn't engage in any of the microtransactions, because like I said, there's really no benefit to it other than cutting off a little time. Other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed this little look at Adventure Capitalist, and I encourage you to, like I said, pick it up, put it in your library. Doesn't cost you anything. If you never play it, no big deal. You just got another thing you got to scroll past. In any case, Thank you again for spending time with us. This is a nice quick review of Adventure Capitalist, and we thank you for your time. And as always, leave any comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe. And until next time, enjoy.